welcome to Brooklyn. This is our 7th celebration for the International Day of Peace Vigil, and this year we're very fortunate to have the partnership of the Global Peace Festival, the International Day of Peace Vigil with We the World and with Planet Earth. We are going to be celebrating a wonderful event of music, a day of peace, relaxation in this incredible surroundings with flowers, music, and it's going to be one of the most wished for celebrations. We've been waiting all year together with everybody together, and every year we have more and more people coming to our event. And this year we promise you it's going to be a great celebration. So welcome to the Vigil for International Peace and Associates, and right on, peace.
Good afternoon. Bruce Grodner from the Universal Peace Federation, representing the Global Peace Festival, which just took place August 9th. We're very happy to be a partner in this particular venue that's going to highlight many great faith-based and also spiritual groups and musicians and great entertainers. So I think also Brooklyn is a great place. I think it's a very friendly and very inter-religious, inter-generational, of course, inter-religious community, especially with the Caribbean community. I'm also a member of CACI, Caribbean American Chamber of Commerce, and I'm sure many of them will also appear and also fulfill some role as the Caribbean Heritage Month just passed, and also Jamaica Independence Day just took place last week. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here and I'm glad to be part of it, and let's have a great festival.
Producer of the World Peace Earth Day celebrations, and I'm really pleased to be partnering with the Vigil for International Peace, We the World, Good News Broadcast, and the Global Peace Festival, and pleased to be able to bring again together an eclectic bunch of different artists and musicians, poets, and just for world peace is a good place to be. We need to all be in the world for peace. This is where we're at, and this is what we need to do now, more than ever. Thank you.
I work with Good News Broadcast, and also I'm the co-director of Universal Peace Day, and our event is on August 5th each year. This year I'm going to help also with Susan's Vigil for Peace in Brooklyn, and it's be a nice event, and we can do some work together. Thank you.
Okay, so where are we? We're in Brooklyn, right? Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York, Prospect Park
USA.
Bandshell, 9th Street, Prospect Park West.
And you take the what train to get here?
Train is the F train to 7th Avenue.
All right. How many people have you fit in here? Because you did celebrate Brooklyn here.
We've had 8,000 plus.
8,000 plus in here, okay?
We've had more than that, but capacity is 6,000. But
Okay.
we've had anywhere from 8 to 12.
I'm the office manager for the Special Events Office for Prospect Park.
Okay, and so we're here to get a permit.
That's correct.
However, we don't have at this moment a check, right?
You owe us a $25 processing fee.
Okay, very good. Do you take credit cards?
Yes, we do, but the system is down right now.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Well, then...
we can wait. I can wait for it.
The city's patient.
We all coming here with our
And it's a month before the event also.
So you have time.
We have time to do
But
that.
I want the sooner the better, the faster I can get your permit out.
I'm here with President Marty Markowitz. Hi, Marty. How are you?
Yes, and by the way, every Markowitz hates to be called Moskowitz because every Moskowitz is called Moskowitz, and every Markowitz is called Moskowitz. I absolutely love that name, but I love it. Don't worry. Let's go. Same family.
Okay. All
Same
right.
Irish family. Yes. Go ahead.
Very good. So we'd love for you to give a welcome to our. In fact, Susanna, why don't you come in here?
Okay.
And
Thank you.
why don't you ask Marty for a welcome to the Vigil for International Peace?
Yes.
Do I have that one right?
Beautiful.
Yes, you do.
All right. I've been the host for years. I've liked this throughout the entire day.
Marty, please, would you come and welcome us to Brooklyn? It was a very nice suggestion about 3 years ago from the Central Park to move to this beautiful park, and I hope you can support our endeavors, and we hope to do it here. It's a beautiful place.
Well, Brooklyn has waited for the Vigil for International Peace, and when we did meet, I said it's great to hold it in Central Park, but it's about time you stepped up. and you've made it now to the big time. And certainly peace can begin, world peace can begin right in Brooklyn. And why do I say that? Because most of the world's religions are located in Brooklyn, are practiced in Brooklyn. And many of the world's peoples, from every region of the world, live in Brooklyn. And whatever we don't have, Queens has. And whatever Queens doesn't have, Brooklyn has. And between the two boroughs, for sure, we really truly represent the global community. And there is no more pressing issue in our time than peace. I'm 63 years of age now, I must tell you. And as I mature into middle-aged, I have to tell you that more and more of my priorities are advocating peace, working for peace, because we all want our children and grandchildren to have a life and a world where they can be productive and happy, raise their families, reach the dreams and the zenith of their God-given abilities in a world at peace. I really believe it's possible because all of us are children of one Almighty, and if we recognize that, we can have a world at peace. We can. So it's good that these efforts of your organization are taking place in Brooklyn and throughout the world. We need more of this every single day until shalom, until peace actually happens.
Thank you.
Tell us a little more about Brooklyn and some of the companies that are moving out to Brooklyn and some of the good news going on here.
Well, of course, there's always good news, at least most of the time in Brooklyn, but we're thrilled that Weil Gotshal moved into Brooklyn, their information technology and some of their administrative staff, and I'm confident that in the future lawyers will be coming from Weil Gotshal once they get an idea how great it is to work in downtown Brooklyn. Certainly, Spike Lee is moving his advertising agency to Brooklyn in the Dumbo area. El Diario relocated to Brooklyn in the Metrotech complex. And we have expectations that Uniworld will be moving here as well very, very soon. I think they're in the process, actually, which is one of the largest advertising agencies in America, specializing in African American and Caribbean American marketing and advertising programs. So that's a very small part. The new buildings that are occurring, I'm leaving in a few minutes for this crazy-looking building called a Toren, T-O-R-E-N, on Flatbush Avenue. Like, we'll put Flatiron to shame in Manhattan, but it's a beautiful building. But just an example of the residential growth, corporate growth, educational growth, health growth, and the excitement of living in Brooklyn. And now Brooklyn in and of itself is its own city. We were a city. Then we became a borough in 1898, and 2 weeks ago, I must tell you, I declared Brooklyn a republic. But I'm not changing my title. I'm not going to make my title Prime Minister. I don't want to be, I don't want to be that pompous. I don't want anyone to feel that way. So I'll keep my title as Brooklyn Borough President. But the truth of the matter is that if Brooklyn was a standalone city once again, we would be the fourth largest city in America, even today. So we're very excited about that. We love being part of New York City, even though some of us may have been reluctant back then during the consolidation efforts back in 1898. But nonetheless, it's a great dynamic city. And Brooklyn has its own culture and its own traditions to join with the rest of the city in this dynamic, what we call City of New York. So we're very thrilled, and anything good that happens in Brooklyn helps all of New York City. Of course, it's my hope after January 20th, when our new president takes office, and of course it's not political, but I'm confident that President Obama will recognize that New York City should be treated by the federal government as a national city. There are countries in the world where there are capital cities and national cities, and New York City should be a national city. They should recognize that when the world thinks of America, they think of New York first. And that's the bottom line, and that's why we should be treated separately with the funding and the attention that the residents of this city richly deserve. How America goes is how New York City goes, and that's the bottom line.
Well, okay, I'm actually in love with Brooklyn, and I have been in love with Brooklyn since my dad was born here, so I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. But I just read I was in the public library, and the public library had a book on the Battle of Brooklyn, 1776.
We lost that one.
And what it did set up, it's true, that Brooklyn lost it, but what it did show in that, so subsequently, it showed the strength and the character of the everyday man who dealt with that battle, and in essence showed the guts, which is, I think, all these guys wrote All in the Family, all these kinds of shows are Brooklyn boys, right?
Right,
And
Brooklyn boys.
this is the reality of this borough.
We call them Brooklyn boys and Brooklyn boy chicks for some of us. Okay, but the bottom line is that yes, we didn't win that, but we held off the English long enough for George Washington to regroup and to come back and win. And in the same way, Brooklyn has shown its resiliency all these years, in spite of significant challenges that all urban centers in America went through. We came back, we overcame, and we're doing better than ever. And that's the strength and the resiliency, as I said, of Brooklynites. I must tell you that the English, as you know, are purchasing a lot of America as we speak right now. And of course, our beloved Brooklyn Union Gas, which then became Keyspan, now is National Grid, owned by the UK company in London. But I must tell you, I've given up the battle. 232 years makes a big difference, and we wave the flags of the UK. Welcome here. It's okay.
It's all good. Reverend, would you like to say something? Because I know your organization would like to do some volunteering also in Brooklyn.
Sure. We part of the Million Acts of Service and Kindness. Recently launched at the Global Peace Festival in Washington, D.C. We really want to make a kinder and friendlier city of Brooklyn and the whole of all 5 boroughs by living for the sake of others. I think this is the main thing. We have to begin to live for the sake of others. Think about others first. Thank you.
Okay.
That's true.
This is a great place to do that.
There's an old rule of every religion: treat others as you would have others treat you. And that's if we live that way, 99.9% of the time, we would have a world at peace and a world of respect. Anyway, thank you very much.
Okay, well, this is all good. Susanna is one happy person to be here.
Yes. Oh, look at that smile.
She took us into the Montauk Club, and she was out of control.
Out of control. Was it over the food? I doubt it.
No, it was just showing the historical. No, it was historical and how
historical.
we
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. No, the club is very, very nice.
Hopefully
for sure.
we can have the party the night before.
It's sort of like the National Arts Club in Manhattan, which is absolutely beautiful. This is smaller than Montauk, but it's similar. Similar construction and similar feeling to me. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Have a good festival.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I'm very proud to be involved with the Vigil for Peace. I have been involved, and our Good News broadcast has been involved since day one, 7 years ago, when the United Nations declared unanimously to create a day in September for peace. And it actually helped get occurred by Jeremy Gilley, who's been a friend and a gentleman who I interviewed 7 years ago for helping to make that happen. And he made a movie, and that movie helped to spur the countries of the world to create this wonderful day. So, taking it from there, the United Nations event, Susanna Bastarrica, who has worked at the United Nations, built her own concept of a peaceful representation. And in Central Park, Manhattan, New York, we've been doing for 7 years a show. I've hosted many of those programs. Good News Broadcast has broadcast many of those programs. And this year, for the first time, we're coming to Prospect Park, to the Bandshell. So we invite you to come here. It's a free concert. Go take the F train to 15th Street or just drive on over. Brooklyn is one of the hearts of the world, I think. Many people know that Brooklyn is renowned for the diversity of the community, for the different demographics of life, of creed, and of peace, and of the old Brooklyn Dodgers, okay. And a lot of very wonderful celebrities have evolved and grown in Brooklyn, and a lot of them that are singing songs about love one another, and shows that have been produced by Brooklyn authors and so on. So I'm very proud to be here. My father was born in this borough, and my daughter was raised in this borough. So thank you for participating, for being peaceful people, and for hopefully seeing you on September 14th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we welcome you, and continue being peaceful and loving and caring. Thanks.